high pressure fuel pump cover off. So get the vacuum lines. Make it off. And then we're going to undo the O2 sensor. Push down the tab. Pull this tab back. Alright, after taking the O2 sensor connector off and that cover off, you're going to take these bolts off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Make it easier to remove the valve cover. I disconnect these wires so I can move them out of the way, and then the valve cover is incredibly easy to get to. So let's take the negative battery terminal off, because we're going to be taking off the alternator wire. Alright, so this is pretty simple to remove. So obviously undo the AC compressor connector. Take the 10 off right here, then take this off, then take the 12 off. And I like to put it back on there so I don't lose it. And then we're just going to undo this 10, and boom, this wire's free. After you have the wire nice and clear, you're going to undo the coil packs, and you're going to undo this clip right here, push it towards yourself, pull it up, and then undo this last coil pack. Alright, after you have that undone, then we're going to pull this way until it's free of the valve cover, and then push it back, and you're pretty much free. I went ahead and undid this connector as well. More slack. And then undo your coil packs. So the 410s. After remove the coil packs, then remove this hose here and that hose there. Alright, after taking this hose off and this hose off, now you're going to need to take this connector off right here and this plastic clip right here. Alright, so now I have this plastic clip off here and this plastic clip off here, and now we're just going to go around the circumference of the valve cover and take off all the 10s. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So you get your 10s off, then just go ahead and get the valve cover off. This one's pretty bad, as you can see it's stuck to the head. Pull that one off. Alright, now we're going to time the engine for the number 1 cylinder valve adjustment. Alright, so to time the engine, we're going to have to take the wheel off. Make sure you have your wheel lock before starting this entire repair, otherwise you can't get this wheel off. Alright, so once you have the wheel off, you're going to stick a 19 socket through this hole into the balancer, and then we're going to have the engine time for top dead center. So basically you want to get this mark to the top of this timing chain guide, and this mark over here to this side of the timing chain guide, and then you want to get the lines on. It's kind of hard to see. You want to get the lines on the cam gear, so this line and this line almost pointing at each other. So to do the timing chain, this would need to be incredibly exact, like perfectly on. But since you're doing a valve adjustment, ballpark is okay. As long as the cam lobes are facing up and they're not facing down, you should be good. Alright, so now that this cam lobe on the intake is up and this cam lobe on the exhaust is somewhat up, let's go ahead and start on the valve adjustment. So on this 2015 Honda Accord with a 4-cylinder engine, the valve clearance is going to be 0.21 to 0.25 for the intake clearance, and for the exhaust clearance it's going to be 0.25 to 0.29 millimeters. So I like to stay right in the middle. So for me, for intake I would do 0.23 millimeters, and for exhaust I would do around 0.27 millimeters. Alright, so these are the two feeler gauges I am choosing. So 0.27 for the exhaust side, which is this side. If you ever lose track, it's the one closest to the exhaust manifold, and 0.23 for the intake side. If you ever lose track, it is the one closest to the intake manifold. Alright, okay, so now you're going to check your valve clearance. So take the feeler gauge and you're going to stick it right above the spring doesn't even fit in there, so it's really tight. Check the other one. It actually slips in there quite nicely. But I'm gonna adjust it all anyway. So let's go ahead and adjust those two. Alright, so now you're just gonna loosen up the 2 10 nuts on top, so just loosen those up. Alright, so now I just loosen up these nuts so you can see it move. Alright, so now that you move, you're gonna stick the feeler gauge inside there, in between the spring and the top. This one doesn't seem to want to go in there. There it is. Okay, so now it's in. Now you're gonna take the tools. So this is basically a 10mm socket with a flathead screwdriver on the inside. Feeler gauge should feel when it's inside the valve. So basically grab this and I tighten the screwdriver until I can't move the feeler gauge anymore. Then once I do that, I slowly back off the screwdriver until I can start to move this back and forth. Now what you want almost right when this starts to move freely. That's basically where you want it to be. So once this is moving freely, you hold the screwdriver very steady and then go ahead and tighten the 10. And then once that's done, then double check it again and feel it. And that's how you adjust the valve. So go ahead and do that, and I'll move on and we'll do the intake. Now I'm on the intake side. Now we're just gonna go ahead and loosen these 2 nuts. And you're gonna take your smaller feeler gauge, which is the .23. And then you're going to stick it in between the top of the spring. There, now it's in. And basically just do the same thing we did on the exhaust side. Alright, so now I'm finished with cylinder 1. Let's move on to the next cylinder, and no, it is not cylinder 2. Alright, so you want to stick to the firing order. You'll see how number 3 looks how number 1 was earlier. So this side is up and this side is facing towards the front of the car. And to confirm it, you can just grab the rockers and feel them, and they have space. Just the rest of the engine, and then I will move on to spark plug. So I'll meet you guys when I do the spark plug. Alright, now that you have your valve adjustment done, go ahead and clean off the valve cover mating surface. So I went ahead and cleaned off everything. Make sure you pay extra attention to cleaning where there was silicone before. So here in this area, and here in this area. So make sure those are all clean. You're going to clean out the channel for the valve cover and put the new valve cover gasket in. So now you're going to go ahead and apply silicone to these areas. So here, which is incredibly neat, here, and here. After doing that, go ahead and put the valve cover back on. Now that you put the valve cover gasket on, be sure that nothing got stuck in between the top of the head and the valve cover. I found this hose to be very notorious to want to go in between. Also check these wires, make sure they didn't go underneath, and then go ahead and tighten everything down. So now we're going to pull the spark plugs out and go ahead and install the new ones. Here's number 1. Yeah, it definitely needs to be replaced. So to replace it, I'm going to be using these rutheniums from MGK. Difference, the new plug, the old plug. So we can go ahead and install those. Do not gap these. So you can go ahead and install it by hand first, and then after that, go ahead and torque it to spec. I go about 21 foot-pounds on spark plug. So you're just going to pull it until it clicks. That's it. And then go ahead and do it for the last. Right, so now we're going to go ahead and put the coil packs back on, put the wiring back together, and we'll go ahead and start it.